Welcome back. I am Dr. Ruckus, bringing you a new deck every single day, and today we're trying out some of the new cards from Kamigawa in Mono Red Aggro. Did fine today. Went 50-50, which is nothing to write home about, but also nothing to be ashamed of. Let's talk about what cards are really good from Kamigawa and which ones are kind of on the fence. So, alright, first off, we have Kumano Faces Kakazan. This is a 3-step saga. On step 1, which you get immediately, it deals 1 damage to each opponent and each planeswalker they control. That's pretty good. That's kind of like a 1-mana 1/1 haste or a 1-mana 2/1 haste. So you hit a planeswalker as well. That's fantastic by itself. Then you get to step 2. When you cast your next creature spell this turn, that creature enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. So if you play Bloodthirsty Adversary, instead of coming in as a 2-mana 2/2 haste, comes as a 2-mana 3/3 haste. That's very good. That means it can either eat or trade with anything your opponent has played by turn 2 or 3 at that point. And then finally, step 3, exile the saga, and then it comes back in as a 2/2 haste with a little extra text. So that's a ton of value built into one card, right? You basically get a 1/1 haste or 2/1 haste off the bat with that initial damage. Your next creature comes in even bigger, and then finally you get a 1-mana 2/2 haste on top of it. That is fantastic. This is by far and away the best one-drop that Mono Red Aggro has right now. I think it's a step behind some of the other best one-drops. I mean, it's only on a common, so if you're on a budget deck, like craft this card and put it in any red aggro deck, and you're gonna be happy with it. But it's probably a step behind the white Hopeful Initiate, a 1-mana 1/2 that grows each turn, and a little bit behind the green 1-mana 1/2 Tenacious Pup that your next creature comes in with a +1/+1 counter, much like Kumano, but also Vigilance and Trample, which I think adds a little extra value to it. Still, this card is fantastic. My only gripe with it is I feel like it doesn't have a natural home right now, because some of the best aggro decks that play red are tribal, and this doesn't fit into the tribes, right? So Gruul Werewolves really wants to play the Werewolf Pack Leader and the Tenacious Pup on 1, because since they are wolves, that means you can flip Tovolar as soon as turn 4. And this is not a werewolf. And then Mono Red Goblins, isn't amazing, but if you're going to play Mono Red Aggro, you're probably playing Mono Red Goblins, and this isn't a Goblin, so it doesn't quite fit in there. In terms of the best Mono Red deck out there, total, I think the best Mono Red deck is Mono Red Burn. This deck I played about a month ago, and I think is very powerful and pretty high up there in terms of tiers. And again, Kumano doesn't quite fit into that because it's not an instant or sorcery, and you need instants and sorceries to power this deck along. So it's tough. I feel like the card is fantastic, and it doesn't have an amazing home because I do, as we'll talk about more in this video, I don't think Mono Red Aggro, as opposed to Burn, has all the tools right now, right? There's no Bone Crusher Giant or Annex or Embercleave, anything that really made it sing in the past. All right, let's get to Rabbit Battery. 1-mana 1/1 haste, that's fine. Or you can reconfigure it for 1. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has haste. Seems decent. It's only an uncommon, so again, if you're looking for uncommons in a budget deck, I think this card is fine. Reconfigure, man, it's tough because you sink all your mana into pumping up one Voltron creature, and then if your opponent just bounces or kills it, then you lose a ton of tempo, and tempo is not what you want to be losing in Mono Red Aggro. The big plus side is that Reconfigure plays really well around sweepers like Doomscar and Meathook Massacre, because if you equip a creature and then they kill or sweep it, your Reconfigure part returns to the battlefield as a creature so that you can immediately attack with it next turn. So that's a plus side. But overall, man, every time I was looking if I should reconfigure or not, I was like, they're holding up mana. Do I really want to dump, 2 mana to reconfigure Lizard Blaze and just have my creature get bounced? And then I lost tempo from one, I had 2 creatures before that could both attack. And if they picked one off, one could still attack. And then if I put all my eggs in one basket, then I did nothing that turn. So I'm not super high on reconfigure. And then, of course, the worst case scenario is they have Divine Purge, which is probably the best and most common sweeper in the format right now. And that just sweeps all this up anyway because they are artifacts in addition to creatures. So that's bad. Card is totally fine. 1-mana 1/1 haste with a little upside is definitely playable, but did not blow me away. Eater of Virtue. All right, so I think I just played it because it's a new card and it's fun. I think it's pretty good. I think this card could actually be a lot better in a Goblin focused deck, because if you have a 1-mana equip 1 artifact with Fireblade Charger, that's big. That turns this for 1 mana essentially into a 3/1. It's kind of like a 6/1 because when it dies, it deals 3 damage to any target. I think that combo is very good. I think if you're playing Mono Red Goblins and you have 4 Fireblade Chargers, throw in at least 1 Eater of Virtue, because that is going to go a long way paired with the Fireblade Charger. Then we get to Kami's Flare. I tried this out. I didn't think it would be amazing, but I tried it out anyway. It is a 2-mana instant. Deal 3 damage but only to a target creature or planeswalker. Can't go face. But if you have a modified creature, you also deal 2 damage to that permanent's controller. I wish that last sentence did 2 damage to that opponent, because you can't even ping your own creature to deal that extra 2 damage to your opponent. That is unfortunate. I wish they changed that text. It turns out it's not that hard to get modified creatures, because +1 counters, I think any kind of counters. Yeah, any kind of counters or modifications, including -1 counters from your opponent's Toxfrail Slug. But because Kumano puts a +1 counter on something immediately, it's actually pretty easy to get modifications. Thundering Raiju also puts counters on things, so that's good. But I think just as a 2-mana instant that can't go face, it's not quite up to snuff. I think I would rather just play Frostbite in its place, or if you want to go face, run whatever that 2-mana Royal Eruption is the other one you can play. So this card's fine. It is common if you're looking at a budget. I think it's decent, and it's pretty easy to get modified creatures, but probably not as good as just something cheaper like Frostbite. All right, Lizard Blades. I don't think this should be a rare. It's closer to a 2-mana 1/1 double striker with no other text. Again, I don't value Reconfigure that highly, because it puts all your eggs in one basket, and it's pretty easy. You lose a lot of tempo if your opponent kills the equipped creature. So, it's fine. I don't think the tools are here. Maybe there's another deck where this fits in better, but it's mostly a 2-mana 1/1 with no other text. I'm not valuing Reconfigure that highly. All right, Ogrehead Helm, 2-mana 2/2, equipped creature gets +2/+2 if you equip it to something. Whenever Ogrehead Helm or equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice it. If you do, discard your hand, then draw 3 cards. All right, this is kind of cool. Reminds me of Bomat Courier. It doesn't have haste, which is a big deal. That would make this card a lot better. I did not really get to see it in action. Its power is very obvious, because as soon as I played this, this was the top target for every opponent to kill immediately, because they did not want me to get that refresh hand. It doesn't have haste. It doesn't have evasion. Theoretically, later you could, if you had like a Town Razor Tyrant in the 4-drop slot, you could equip it to give it evasion to get in for that extra damage. It has like a really high ceiling, but it is hard to force through a 2/2. Your opponent is always going to block this when they see you're about to reload your hand or kill it at that point. So it's hard to get through is the biggest problem. I think if it was like a 1-mana Reconfigure and you could just very cheaply put it on something that they don't want to block, or, they can't block because it has +2/+2 or it has evasion, that would be big. This card would be amazing then. But Reconfigure 3 kind of takes it out of the game until much later. And a 2-mana 2/2 without haste probably isn't good enough. So I was not crazy impressed by this today, but it's okay. It has potential, but I just feel like it's not quite there yet. All right, we have the Stormseeker in 3, which is interesting because it can give your next creature haste, which doesn't really play well with the Kaiju, because the Kaiju already has haste, right? When you go Stormseeker into Town Razor Tyrant, you feel like a king, because you now have a 4-mana 4/4 flying haste that deals extra damage, whereas this pair doesn't combo as synergistically. Thundering Raiju is decent. It is a 4-mana 3/3, which could be a 4-mana 4/4 haste, which is good. It doesn't have flying, though. Like, when I looked at this card, I thought it was a dragon with flying, but dude has no wings. It is a creature spirit. So that's a blow. It can pump up one of your other cards by a counter every turn, which does count as a modification. It gets that extra damage. It deals X damage to each opponent, where X is them or modified creatures you control other than Thundering Raiju, so you're incentivized to pump other creatures up. But the fact that it doesn't have flying, I feel like makes it a lot worse than Town Razor Tyrant, as that evasion is really important for getting through damage, and it pairs better with Reckless Stormseeker. So overall, sadly, I think it's just not as good as Town Razor Tyrant. I think it's totally fine, but I don't think the the Reconfigure stuff in general is so good that it makes this card busted by any stretch. That's my take on the deck. I wish I had more positive things to say. I think Kumano is a fantastic 1-drop. I think Eater of Virtue goes really well with Fireblade Charger. I think the Reconfigure ideas are cool, but not quite there in terms of what you want to be doing with your mana, because if they bounce it or kill it, that's a lot of tempo loss, and it's hard to get Ogrehead Helm through. And Thundering Raiju is definitely a good card, but maybe not as good as Town Razor Tyrant. All right, that's a lot of thoughts. Definitely craft this card at uncommon to play around with it, because it's busted. It's not busted. It's a good card. All right, hope you enjoyed the gameplay. Let's dive right in. All right, not bad. Other than being on the draw, at least we get Kumano down first, and then have the Ogre come in as a 3/3. That seems pretty good. Interesting. 20 down to 19. Why is there stick here already? Consider. Okay. Hoi. Is it a Leer deck? Feels like it. Could be like a Reanimator thing. black. All right. Not sure we're up against yet. Interesting. All right, so you're coming in as a 3/3 now. See if it gets immediately bounced or not. Comes in. Got the counter. Now have a modified creature for Kami's Flare. Not that they'll necessarily have many creatures to dome. Do nothing. Okay. All right, that's pretty good. 1 mana 2/2. That was a strong sequence. I don't think I really pictured how good that card would be until just now. Interesting. Discard our hand, draw 3 cards. I think we'll decline at least until we get the Kaiju. And we'll just end here. We could reconfigure you onto the other guy for 3 mana. That's fine. I guess we can Kami's Flare to that permanent's controller. Okay, we can't even Kami's Flare our own thing to dome them for 2. Unfortunately, doing nothing, though. Shipwreck Marsh. 4 mana available. Yeah, we got no targets. Alright, well, here comes the Raiju. Counterspell. Divide by 0, sure. Create 2 1/1 spirit tokens with haste. Well, we're continuing to get in there. Again, we could drop our entire hand, but until we play out the Raiju, I don't need to do that. Decline still. Interesting. So if we put it on the Kumano, then we'll deal 2 damage to each opponent because we'll have 2 modified creatures. Yeah, seems okay. I'm digging it. Toxrill. All right. Can we kill this? Oh, it's a 4/4. Yeah, we can kill it. Interesting. So is it more valuable to... We could trade 2 of these guys off. Minus... How to play it. So we're definitely going to do this. I think we want to get the Raiju down and discard our hand. I think I would prefer to do that. Does not have flying. That means we sacrifice the Raiju. I think that's okay. I want to get the Ogre Helm in. They might not block the Raiju if we put it here. Let's see how they want to block. Oh, I'm such a dumbass. We don't have Frostbite. I didn't put in Snowlands. Okay, we get bailed out. Gotta put in Snowlands after this. Alright, opponent down to 2. Man, if only we had Kami's Flare. Uh-oh, that's not intended. Should have killed this guy first. Interesting. So, if they have a creature to Kami's Flare, then we win. Ugh, feels bad not to put in the Snowlands. I think we're gonna get there anyway, though. They basically, well, they can go Sciences, get back a little bit of life here. We can also go land Sokenzan, get 2 more little attackers. I wonder if this counts as modified with a -1 counter. What do the rules say? Counters or modifications? I'm actually not sure. Alright, we need an untapped land here. They scoop. Yeah, we got him. Okay. Alright, let's put in some Snowlands. That was dumb. No 1-drop. Otherwise, we're okay. Probably get the Lizard Blade down first. Then we could reconfigure it on the Stormseeker. That's a lot of damage. I don't know if we're going to need Ogre Helm for a little while. Den here, do nothing. A lot of 1-drops in the deck. No 1-drops in the opening hand. Ooh, a little mirror action. Okay. All right, this is going to come in. They're going to get a 2/2. Next creature's going to come in bigger. Let's play the Lizard Blades. Yeah, let's run this guy out. Alright, next creature comes in with a +1 counter. I wish we had that in our opening hand. That makes a big difference. Alright, they're playing this guy. 3/3 legendary creature acquired. Doesn't have first strike or anything. Drop you. This is a total of 4 damage, so we'll go like that. No blocks. Opponent goes down to 16. And they get a 2/2 haste now. Interesting. Etching of Kumano. Yeah, I love this card. This card's sick. Brittle Blast. Okay. Alright, who's the beatdown here? I think we'll go Stormseeker Kumano. That's fine by me. We don't need to recharge our hand just yet. Okay, we'll put it here because that's more damage. Total of 4 damage, whereas it's only 3 if we attack with the Stormseeker, and the Stormseeker can actually block the Kumano on the way back as well. This coming turn, one of these guys will come in with a +1 counter. We might go Ogre Head and haste the Ogre Head and get in and try to draw a fresh hand. That's a decent option. Their own Stormseeker. Okay, really playing the mirror here. Opponent with a little better draw with Kumano on 1. Here comes another Kumano. Down to 13. Yeah, take 6. No blocks here. Down to 7. Land. So we can play out both of these guys, actually. Is that lethal? I guess we're going to sacrifice you. So we'll play you in first. Decline. Nothing in the graveyard right now. We could modify someone. Not sure we need to do that. So 6, 7, 8. We'll get an 8 this turn. Refresh our hand. Then we lose on the way back, right? I think we definitely want to get in with the Ogre Helm. Leave back the 3/3. We can block, take 5. We need to leave back 2 blockers. So I think we'll go like this. They don't want us to refresh. Makes sense. Okay, opponent down to 9. Yeah, next creature's going to come in big. If they go land, they go Den of the Bugbear too. We probably lost this game, but we'll play it out one more turn. Rabbit Battery. Okay, it doesn't seem devastating on its own. It is a 2/2, though. We are hunting for lethal, though, because we will have Den of the Bugbear on our turn on the way back. Let's see how they play it. Not sure if they run Play with Fire. Alright, here comes the pump. Goes on itself, it seems. Where do the attacks go? They're thinking about it. Are they going to reconfigure? Equip creature gets +1/+1 and has haste. That makes one of these get through for free, but they do nothing. Wow. Well, land is not what we wanted to see here. We're definitely going to send the Bugbear in, though, for sure. We could also reconfigure and make someone devastating in combat. What's more valuable, the Bugbear? I mean, the Bugbear is going to take up a lot of resources and leave behind an extra creature. I think is pretty good. But I guess we can threaten lethal. If we put it on the Bloodthirsty Adversary and attack, that does threaten lethal. All right, let's try to reconfigure. We don't know if they have a blowout spell or not. Oh, man, it's so tough. All right, let's reconfigure. If we could leave back the 3/3, that'd be 6. No, this is... Do they have removal here? I mean, if they had removal, they probably would have played it already. Interesting. Okay. Well, that feels bad. They didn't attack last turn, though. All right. I don't think we're attacking right now. They didn't attack last turn. I think we're just hanging out one more turn here. Right, if we attack with both, they attack with everything. If they draw any creature or land off the top, we're basically dead. So I think we're hanging out here. All right. Well, punish for trying to equip. They did, in fact, have the instant speed removal there. If we powered up the Den of the Bugbear, we'd be in a much better position. We both flip at the same time. +2, +0. Oh, and they get another creature. I think that's game. Oh, yeah. That's totally game. Not even close. Good top deck by the opponent. Yeah, they just had a better draw. I don't think that's too much. I mean, we could have played the Den of the Bugbear and attacked, but I don't think that would have hugely changed the outcome of this game. They're really hesitating here, though. It's pretty simple. Just attack all. Block, 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 take, you know, whatever. This game. All right, not bad. Let's see how good this rabbit battery is. Should be good at modifying it on the cheap, at least. Up against Shogun, 771. Man, I like this guy so much, though. Let's do this instead. I really like this. I think this is probably the best new red card. Up against Is It so far. If we make a 2/2 double striker, that matters. Let's see if it's crabs. Nothing. Okay. All right. Well, we're not sure if they're going to kill this thing, but yeah, let's attempt to get out a 2/2 double striker. That's not so bad. No haste. Looks like it's immediately going to go to the bin or get bounced or something. Can follow up with both these guys next turn, probably. Could also get the Ogre Helm ready because it seems like we won't need Frostbite in this matchup. So if we get the Ogre Helm in and discard our hand, that's going to be a decent option for us. Also going to get a 2/2 off this next turn. I think this card's really good. Taking their sweet time here. Not sure if they should bounce or kill this thing or what. Fading Hope, decide to bounce it, sure. Alright, I do think we want to get the Ogre Helm online and attack with it if possible. Special iteration, take a turn off here. Sure. Hit their land drop. 1 mana open. Alright, we have a 2/2 now. That's not so bad. So, yeah, I think plan's the same. Let's get you down with haste. And let's attack first. Get in there for 3. Come down to 16. Let's drop the Ogre Head. I think we do want to try to attack and drop off these removal spells that are useless right now. The Reed and Rabbit Battery. Yeah, new card. Haste. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has haste. Reconfigure for 1 red mana. This guy looks exactly like in Teen Titans. There was this enemy called either Plasmus or Plasmius, and he would spawn out these little crabs of plasma. All right, they see right through us. They know what we want. The Ogre Head reminds me of the little crab. 1 blue and a treasure available. Well, that was our plan. We can actually... man. I don't know if we want to dump our hand just yet. I think I'd rather reconfigure on the Lizard Blades, I guess. There is Stick, though, which makes me less interested in reconfiguring on the Lizard Blades. Yeah, let's just attack here normally. I wanted to put the route battery on the Lister Blades, get a 2/2 hasty double striker, but it seems like they have more interaction here. Or they're just baiting us, but I didn't want to get blown out there. Don't think it would have been worth it. If we hit land, we can go foretell. All right, I think this. I want to say this is a mill, but we've seen 0 mill cards thus far. Like this could be a double strike. Again, I'm kind of afraid to send the ogre head to its doom. So I think we're just gonna attack normally here. Get the ogre head down after combat. I hope that's not like Crush the Weak or something. They're looking at these cards like, what do I do? 4 mana available by the opponent. All right, we're chipping away at them. We are going to have a decent turn coming. All right. Putting it down to 8. Not bad at all. I want the ogre head to land most of all, so play around Jawari here. Saw it coming. Okay, sure. They really don't want me to reload, but we've got a lot of pressure right now. And a hasty Bloodthirster Adversary after. I really wish Kami's Flare could hit your opponent if you target your own creature. 2 damage to that permanent's controller. Not bad, though. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have lethal this coming turn. More hesitation by Shogun. What, are you going to bounce one of these guys? Figuring out who to bounce here. So, yeah, this is feeling like, is it control, I guess? No mill. I think we're over the mill at this point. I think the Fortello saw it coming instead of... Interesting. Sure. Down to 7. We'll hit him for 6 this turn. They're thinking land. Lear's not as good anymore. Could go Lear Fading Hope. Madden Cacophony, it is mill this entire time. They tap out, though. We can't really get there, though, right? I mean, we can play you. It comes in as a 3/3, and we're not quite there. Right? There's no way this doesn't add any more damage, so we're just doing it. 1 damage short. Can they mill us 23 cards right now? They need a combo. That's not it, I don't think. I mean, we have a really low curve. 1 card left. Wow. Do they have 1 more? I'll give them a good game if they have it. All right, good game. Interesting. Very close. We have an extremely low curve, so... I'll take the W. No 1-drop. Otherwise, okay. Really would love one of our many 1-drops, though. I think like 16 1-drops? 12? Something ridiculous like that. Landed is, though. Oh, this is a rematch. We just played this guy. All right, so they're mill. No turn 1 grab. Interesting. Yeah, we'll get you down now, I think. I mean, the thing is, you want this down early so that it's ready to go the turn you need it. It's not as bad since we have the Reckless Stormseeker, so we could give it haste later, but I'm okay playing this guy now. We will have Kami's Flare ready for the first crab. Interesting. Well, we're just going to attempt a Stormseeker here, see if they counter it. Looks like a bounce instead. Could be in a braid as well. Here comes a braid, sure. Before combat, good for them. No need to discard here, decline. So tap land this turn, unfortunately. Yeah, the Reading Sokenzan, new card. Not as amazing as the others, I think. Channel for 4, discard it, create 2 1/1 colorless spirit creature tokens. They gain haste till end of turn. One less for each legendary. Little underwhelming compared to some of the others, which I think are more effective. Third land by the opponent. Here's Mario Command. Okay, take it out. Fine. We hit our land drop on time. I will happily take that. Alright, get in there, Kaiju. Boom. Yep, target itself. Okay. Alright, modify. It does not count itself in terms of dealing that extra damage. If we had an instant, we don't have an instant down here anyway. You also have enough mana to pump the Bloodthirsty Adversary up. Opponent with a full grip, though. It's gone 1-1 with us so far. We would love to hit an Ogre Helm soon to reload. That'd be great. Doesn't have haste, though. If this had haste, that'd be nuts. That'd be probably too good of a card. Alright, we know what this card is now. It's definitely a Saw It Coming. Does that change our play pattern? Not really. We'll start with you in case they're... See if we can get them not to counter this one. They're looking through our graveyard. We don't have enough mana anyway, so don't need to worry. They let it resolve, which is good for us. Pretty sure they have Saw It Coming here. Play out the Rabbit Battery as well. We're not going to reconfigure just because I'm pretty sure they want to blow us out here. Move to combat. I mean, they want to bounce or kill the Raiju. I think we'll put the token on the Rabbit Battery. Just spread it out. I think if they can kill the Raiju, they will. But if not, then they want to kill the next biggest thing, which would be the Adversary. Riddle Blast the Raiju before we get to attackers. Fine. Alright, get in there. Put it down to 11 now. And we have the Bugbear, which is great for next turn. Don't want to reconfigure. Keep our threats separate. That's fine by me. Field of Ruin. That can tango with the Den, unfortunately. But they tap it to Foretell, which might have been a misplay. That's pretty big for us. I think these are both Saw It Comings at this point, which is good because we're about to play around that with our creature lands. All right, here we come. Interesting. I guess that's a perpetual effect from Brittle Blast. If it would die, it's exiled instead. Not super relevant to us. All right, opponent down to 4. We're in a great position. Their mill, if they go, you know, copy Hideous Laughter, they could actually mill us out straight up from here because our curve is so incredibly low. Basically all 1 and 2 drops, lands, a couple 3s and 4s. So, I mean, these could be dual strikes, but either that or Saw It Coming. We have lethal presented, though, so they have to win right now. And I think if they copy Tasha's, they'll have like at least a 50-50 shot of getting us. Crap. All right, actually, if they hold up Field of Ruin. Yeah, manual taps. They're like, okay, get rid of the Den. Now, this is good because we can actually get Kami Flare on their turn, I guess. So I think we're going to get him here anyway. Submit 1. Did they play a land this turn? I can't remember. Let's go ahead and do this. Are they going to counter this? I guess we don't really care if they get another trigger. I prefer to them to play out more cards. Alright, well, we'll give it a go. See if they saw it coming. Close game. Alright. Any creature off the top is almost a win. Another Den. It's not quite there, though. Does this help at all? So we attack as is. We get in 2 damage. I guess I'd prefer to kill the crab if possible. Nah, I'd rather get him down to 2. It's tough to say. Let's just keep wide. Let's just stay wide here. Oh, wait. We can... Oh, it comes in tapped. Yeah, there's no way to fix that. All right. We're just going to attack like this. I don't think we need to reconfigure here. Yep, so the chunk block here. We get in 2 damage. Now play with fire is lethal off the top. And we have Den of Bugbear. If this didn't come in tapped, then we could power it up, give it haste, but it comes in tapped, so that doesn't work. All right. I think they could totally win from here. They go land, copy Tasha's. I think they can get us. Otherwise, we should have them. So it comes down to this crucial turn right now. I don't think 1-for-1 removal will get them out of this at this point, given our Den of the Bugbear. If we were playing Faceless Haven, then we would actually have been able to power up Faceless Haven, give it haste, and they still would have taken 3. All right, here we go. It is a creature. We do not have a modified creature. Oh, man. If they let us modify... I think they're going to... Oh, it doesn't... Nah, let's not do it like that. Let's start here. Too bad Perpetually doesn't count as modified. Let's attack first. And then before they move to blockers, we'll Kami's Flare the crab. They scoop. Okay, interesting game. Won two games in a row against Shogun. Little old best 3 action. Never hurts anyone. If you liked that video, click on one of these 2 next. And don't forget to like, comment, and